Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. The world of Call of Duty has been a pretty interesting one recently, right? Of course, we've got Season 4 right around the corner at this point. That is dropping here on Wednesday, June 3rd. But outside of that, there is one other major focus point in the Call of Duty community right now. And that, of course, is Call of Duty 2020, the next Call of Duty game. And we are in a very, very weird time right now, because it's June and we still don't have any official confirmation on the next Call of Duty game. Now, prior to this, the latest Call of Duty reveal was Modern Warfare's on May 30th of 2019. So this is now the latest into the year that we have ever been without knowing what the next game is going to be. So today I figured we would break down everything we know about Call of Duty 2020 so far. So if you enjoyed the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new here, I am always covering the latest Call of Duty news, intel, leaks, rumors, you name it, you'll find it right here. So feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on to stay up to date with all of that stuff. Now, first things first, to sort of set it up for the rest of the video, let's initially talk about what Call of Duty 2020 is said to be as of right now, just from a title standpoint. So Twitter user Okami13 has been a very reliable source of leaked info in the past regarding Call of Duty, and in some tweets that have since been taken down, he indicated that Call of Duty 2020 would be called Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, which, yeah, kind of a mouthful, I'm not gonna lie. And Eurogamer also confirmed that they got reports that COD 2020 would also be called Black Ops Cold War. So just from that info alone, we have on record two sources with very credible backgrounds saying Black Ops Cold War is COD 2020. So for the sake of the remainder of this video, that is exactly what we're going with. Now, getting back to the initial reveal, because obviously that is a pretty big step when it comes to getting to the next game. As of right now, we have no reveal date, no release date, nothing of that sort has been mentioned. However, we do know a few things that can provide a better insight into the situation. So, Activision did confirm a new game is releasing in the fall, presumably in October or November, just like what we have seen in years past. And we also know that because of Season 4 for Modern Warfare, it is pretty unlikely that we're going to have a reveal while the promotion is going on there. We have learned over the years that Activision does not like to cross-promote their titles 99.9% of the time, and they typically reveal things in 2-week windows. So, since Season 4 is going live on June 3rd, that would theoretically rule out this week for a reveal. And going off of Activision's patterns, that would also rule out next week too, giving the 15th through the 21st the best chance for us to see Call of Duty 2020 revealed. Now, keep in mind, that is just simply an educated guess, but going off of what we know about Activision and also the time frame we have, that seems to be the most likely time frame. Now, getting into the game itself, despite not knowing what the actual game is officially, there is quite a bit we do know about what the game is bringing to the table. So, for starters, it's kind of obvious, but there is going to be a new campaign, and according to Kotaku, this campaign was being worked on by Sledgehammer and also Raven prior to the whole development shift when Activision moved Treyarch in to take the lead. Now, conveniently enough, that campaign was set in the Cold War, and it was said that Treyarch would be picking up where Sledgehammer Games left off when it comes to what the game is themed around, meaning that original Cold War campaign is going to be the basis for the game, presumably, and Treyarch would then build the multiplayer and potentially a third mode around that. Also, we don't know as of right now at least if there's going to be zombies or some other unique mode, but anything Treyarch is doing is supposedly going to be based around that Cold War campaign. Now, I know some people, myself included, are a bit worried about the time frame when it comes to launching a finished product. But if Treyarch is just picking up where Sledgehammer left off, that is a huge chunk of work that they don't have to redo. So just keep that in mind moving forward. Now, outside of the campaign, there is also a fair bit of information that we know about the multiplayer aspects of what is presumably Black Ops Cold War as well. So here, one obvious thing that we can infer is that the game is going to be a cross-platform title, and of course it will support cross-platform play. Obviously, we saw that this year in Modern Warfare, and personally, I think that was a huge step in the right direction. It of course eliminated the barrier of platforms, and honestly, I see no realistic reason as to why Treyarch and Activision would ever want to go back on that. So we can essentially infer that is going to be a thing. But there is also something a bit cooler as well. There is, I would say, a very strong chance that Black Ops Cold War will also be cross-generational as well. We know that the next generation of consoles, the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5, are going to be dropping this holiday season, and Call of Duty has always been a title that we see on the next generation consoles right away. It happened back in Ghosts with the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and I would say it is bound to happen again now. But there is still going to be a ton of players on Xbox and PlayStation and obviously PC that will still be playing the game there. So alongside cross-platform play, we're probably going to see COD 2020 as a game that's available on this generation and the upcoming generation of consoles too. Then, we also got some new information recently from Tom Henderson, aka Long Sensation, who is a source that we've talked about before, primarily regarding Modern Warfare prior to its release. Now, Tom got quite a few things right about Modern Warfare then, and now he's saying that Nuketown, Jungle, Summit, and Firing Range are going to be remastered and available in multiplayer in Black Ops Cold War. Now, of course, we've seen these maps time and time again. We've had them in multiple Black Ops titles up until this point, and apparently, Cold War is going to have some remakes or remastered maps in the mix, and these are 4 that Tom says are confirmed. He also says that the current plan is for Warzone to be somehow integrated into Call of Duty 2020, and that it's probably going to be accessible via the main menu, because Cold War is not going to have its own separate battle royale. So this implies that there will be no Blackout 2.0 or revival of Blackout, and instead, probably a Treyarch twist on Warzone with maybe a new map, new locations, and a Treyarch-based arsenal. Now, this matches up with what Infinity Ward's Taylor Kirasaki recently said about Warzone being the constant between the upcoming Call of Duty titles. Taylor said in an interview that Call of Duty is a genre in itself. There are different branches in the Call of Duty tree, aka Modern Warfare, Black Ops, Ghosts, and whatnot, but they are all connected in some ways. Warzone is going to be one of those ways, that sort of through line that connects the various sub-franchises of Call of Duty. So what Taylor Kirasaki says there lines up with what Tom said earlier. So I would say this is another thing we can expect to see in Cold War. Now, speaking of Warzone, many people have been saying that Warzone is actually teasing Call of Duty 2020 in-game, which, if so, that is a brilliant marketing plan by Activision, because getting millions and millions of people to see teasers for the new game while playing the current one is a major win-win scenario for them. And honestly, it's a theory that does make a lot of sense. Recently, we saw leaked in the files a brand new operator named Wood, or Woods, and of course, Sergeant Frank Woods is a classic, iconic Black Ops character. If you remember back in Blackout, we had Captain Price as a character before Modern Warfare released, so maybe Activision is sort of pulling a repeat here, and they're gonna put Woods into Warzone before Black Ops Cold War releases. Again, great marketing if that is the case, but just remember, the name Woods was leaked, so it's not 100% confirmed. What is confirmed though is that in-game right now, we have a little hut or shack outside of the prison, which has plans for an RCXD car inside of it, and that is a classic kill streak that's been in multiple Black Ops games, but not so much Infinity Ward games. So people are now thinking that this is also a tease for COD 2020. Now, to be fair, we know that new field upgrades are coming in Season 4, so this could very well just be that, or it could be both. You know, I would like to think the latter there just because it's a bit more exciting, but an RCXD would definitely fit the bill of being a COD 2020 tease, as would the bunkers. You know, this is all very Cold War era-esque in a sense, and multiple news outlets, including Eurogamer, are also saying that the bunker event, whatever it may be, is going to somehow tie into Call of Duty 2020 and reveal some new information about it. So that is definitely a top priority when it comes to what we want to be looking out for any potential teasers, reveals, or other pieces of info regarding Black Ops Cold War. Anyways, with all of that being said, that is effectively what we now know about Call of Duty 2020, aka Black Ops Cold War, and that is going to wrap things up for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new here and you want to stay up to date with the latest Call of Duty news, intel, updates, leaks, and everything in between, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know whenever I upload a new video. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code IMMORTAL on all Scuff, G Fuel, Control Freak, and Respawn products. All of those links can be found in the description below, and once again, thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.